Today we're going to talk about why it's not too late to start over in your 30s and your 40s. I'm 40, but when I was 37, I decided I wanted to change the course of my life. I was no longer happy in my job, which I've been doing for 12 years. I looked in the mirror and I wasn't happy with my physique. I had fat in places which I've never seen before. When I was young, I was shredded. I always had a six pack, but I let myself go. I focused on the wrong things and I ended up wasting so much time. So when 37 hit, something clicked and I wanted to change everything. The way I looked, the way I behaved, the way I thought. I wanted to change everything about my life, and it was the best decision I made. No, I could have thought it was too late to change my life, and if I had that mindset, I would have never have taken the steps. I would have never quit my job in the hospital, which I did after 12 years. I would have never moved out to Asia. I'd still be stuck in the UK, unhappy and living a life on other people's terms. But since I made that choice, I've got freedom. I'm working with other men, helping them to level up. I'm living out in Southeast Asia. I'm currently in Cambodia. I've traveled to Malaysia, Thailand. Last year I went to the Philippines. All because I decided I wasn't happy with my life and I wanted to change my life. Whether you're in your late 30s or into your 40s, it's not too late to start over and really build the life that you want. The first thing you've got to do is stop comparing yourself to others. Everyone has their own journey to go on. But if you're constantly comparing yourself to what everyone else is doing, you won't be able to take that step forward. Whether you're looking at younger people and thinking they've made it, so it's too late for me to take action, or you're looking at people at the same age and thinking they've built their life, I can't catch up to them. Everyone has their own journey to go on. When I was 37, everyone around me was married with kids, whether it was cousins, whether it was friends. Everyone else had their shit together. I was still single and figuring things out. But I'm glad I didn't look at other people and think I need to get married. Because if I took those steps at that time, I would have ended up being a shit husband, probably a shit dad, and I would have never done the things what I needed to do. That's why you've got to stop looking at what everyone else is doing and just focus on yourself and building yourself up. If you do that, you will be able to take the first steps. But if you keep looking at others and comparing yourself to others, you won't take that action. You won't make that first move to change your life. So stop looking at everyone else and just focus on yourself. If you take that first step, you can start taking the next step to improving your life. Whether it's your health, your fitness, your relationships, your mindset, whatever it is, you can take the steps to improve yourself. But if your focus is always somewhere else, you're always going to be one step behind and you will never make the changes that you need to make. So start concentrating on yourself so you can start taking the steps to improving and changing your life. The next thing you need to do is change your mindset. If you believe it's too late or you're too old, you won't want to take action, you will stay stuck and you won't change your situation. Mindset is so important to changing your life and improving your life. If you constantly believe you're too old or it's too late, you will stay stuck. You've got to start believing there is still time, because in your 30s and 40s, there is plenty of time. The average man lives to about 80 now. So if you're in your late 30s, you have another 40 years. If you're in your late 40s, you have another 30 years if you look after your health. But if you constantly believe it's too late, you won't take action, you lose another day, you lose another month, and then you end up losing another year. We're in December 2025. Next year it's going to be 2026. How fast has the last 6 months gone? Forget that. How fast has the year gone? That's why you can't waste any more time believing that it's too late or you don't have time. Because that's the only thing you have is time to take action and change your life. But if you're in this constant mindset, it will hold you back. So start believing you have time and take the necessary steps to change your life. because you can still do it in your 40s and you can even do it in your 50s. You can change your life at any point if you really want to. A personal example from my family is my older brother is 50 and he's decided to move out to Dubai and change his life. And I respect him so much for that because he's got 3 kids, he's got a wife, but he's decided to leave everyone to try upgrading his life. If he can do it in his 50s, you can do it in your 40s and 30s. Time is one of those things that we can't control. So let's maximize it. Let's stop believing there's not enough time. Another thing you need to do is stop thinking it's too late to learn new skills. If you're not happy with your job, if you're not happy with the way you behave, if you're not happy with your failed relationships, start learning. There is so much information out there that you can take advantage of, and you've got to take advantage of it, but you've got to be willing to learn and adapt. For the first 37 years of my life, I was pretty rigid. I was stuck in my own ways and it held me back. But once I started believing that I could learn and get better and there was information out there to help me, I ended up finding books that changed my life. One being Think Rich and Grow Rich. It's changed my thinking about money and the possibilities out there. The next book is The Way of the Superior Man, which has changed my mindset on how I should behave as a man, but also the actions I need to take going forward. The third book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. This has changed my life and it made me realize I was a big knobhead for the first 37 years of my life. I made so many wrong decisions. I behaved the wrong way. I did everything wrong. But I was happy that I discovered these books and I believed I could change. And by believing I could change, I wanted to change. And when I changed, the results were absolutely insane. I'm able to build better connections. I'm able to build better relationships. I'm able to make better business decisions. Everything changes when you believe that you are the dumbest person in the room and you're willing to learn. You absorb so much information, you start learning so many new things, it makes you a better man, but also it helps you to develop a lot faster. When you're in your late 30s or your 40s or even your 50s, time is not on your side. It's gonna move a lot faster. But if you're willing to change, adapt and learn, you can maximize that time instead of wasting it like you did in your 20s and your early 30s. The next thing you've got to understand is that you've got life experiences on your hand. And if you're willing to look back at your past and learn from all those experiences, all those mistakes you made, all those failed relationships, all those failed businesses, if you're willing to look back and see where you went wrong, you can take information from those experiences to help you progress faster in your 30s and 40s. I used to look at my past experiences as a bad thing, but now I see them as valuable experiences. Every failure, every mistake, every action I took in the past is helping me today to become a better man. You know, I actually thought by the time I was 40, I'd have 8 kids, I'd have my house, I'd have a Ferrari, I'd have a good wife, I'd have everything. But life didn't work out like that. But I'm glad it didn't happen to me then because I wasn't the right man. Sometimes for us men, things can develop a little bit later. Don't think it's too late. Don't think you miss your opportunity. Get into that mindset that you can change your life. And once you're in that mindset, you can do anything. So start focusing on your health, your finances, the way you look, the way you speak. Start focusing on all these important pillars and you can change your life and what happens over the coming years. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Whatever's happened in the past, forget it. Don't live in that. Start moving forward. Start looking forward. Start developing yourself as a man and you can truly build the life that you want. Listen, I didn't think I'd be sitting out here in Cambodia, 40, living my best life, traveling around Southeast Asia, having experiences only people dream of. This only happened because I believed it could. And if you believe you can change your life and start over again, you will. So start believing, start taking the necessary steps and just start improving your life. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you're definitely gonna like this one.